itsjustmechig, and it's Friday.
Good morning, y'all. It is, if I'm not mistaken, May is Mother's Day. Sunday, May, I think 14th. I wasn't gonna record because I've been recently just trying to be in the moment and enjoy life for what it is and exist. But it was just kind of on my heart to do a video like this. I hate crying on camera. Stop. So last night I couldn't sleep. The last 3 nights I have been having trouble falling asleep. Maybe it's things on my mind, maybe it's diet, because it hasn't been the best the last 3 days. I think it's a combination, but whatever. I think Thursday or Friday, I talked to my grandmother, and I did not realize that Mother's Day was this weekend. Mother's Day is one of those months since I've lost my mom. It's like, I'm numb to it. You know, I'm gonna celebrate her. I'm gonna probably take some flowers and have a moment and go to her grave, but it's not one of my favorite holidays. And I try to be positive, but it's just not one of my favorite holidays. You know, I still celebrate my grandmother and all the mothers in my life. At least I try to. But it's just one of those holidays that I'm like, okay, please. Come on, Monday. I'm ready for the weekend to be over with. And last night I kind of listened to music, and I think the more I was on social media and seeing people talk about Mother's Day and, you know, being mothers that lost children and just all this mother stuff, something happens in my mind that I numb things. And I think for the last 2 or 3 years I've been numbing myself on Mother's Day. Just trying not to think about it, just trying not to feel. And I was up till 3 this morning listening to music and kind of on social media seeing all of it until I was like, no, let me get some actual work done. So I did some planning for the podcast until I got sleepy. Then I laid down and I couldn't sleep and eventually fell asleep. But when I woke up, of course, you check social media and, you know, people post their Mother's Day posts and things, and it's like a numbing wall that I put up when I see it. But it just got so overwhelming to see everybody doing all these beautiful things for their mothers that I just kind of got off, because I was on Twitter, I was on Instagram, TikTok, everything, Facebook, and it's like a numbing feeling, but it's like I'm subconsciously getting overwhelmed by all of this. So I just kind of got off and it was just really thinking, like, you know, what are we feeling today? What is the feeling that I'm feeling today? And I think that there's a subconscious anger, and not an angry of like, why God, why is my mom not here, questioning God, because that's not it. I fully understand why my mom is not here. I fully understand that she completed her assignment on this earth. I fully understand in her absence I am growing into the person that God wants me to be. I fully understand all of that. So it's not that type of anger. It's a subconscious anger. I'll say trigger for me is seeing some women take their moms to like spas and self-care things. And the more that I'm into healing holistically and self-care and things we didn't grow up having the luxury to experience, now that I'm learning more about that, it's a anger of, it's an anger of, I really wanted to do those things for my mother, and it's a what if kind of feeling, you know. It feels like I got robbed. I'm feeling that level of anger on top of still numbing, you know. And I know I gotta celebrate my mom. It feels like every Mother's Day, because it's like the first Mother's Day, you gotta honor her. You know, I was big on honor a mother on top of honoring your mother. But it feels like the more years go by, it feels like the more I just want to numb myself more. And it feels subconscious. Because it's not an intentional, like I'm going out my way to ignore Mother's Day. So I'm not doing it intentionally. I'm not aware that it's Mother's Day and we're just gonna like breeze past it. When she pops in my mind, I try to have a moment. I try to talk to her. I try to pray to God and just do that whole thing. But then there's a part that like, I feel like if I do that too much, I'm gonna get angry. So I numb myself and it just, I'm gonna be honest with you. I hate days like Valentine's Day, Mother's Day, Father's Day. Things where we should be honoring the people we love on a regular basis. I hate days like that. That heightens. Like, so Mother's Day is obvious because I don't have my mother, but like Valentine's Day. And I've usually always had a Valentine's Day on Valentine's Day. But it's the fact of the matter that somewhere in the world there are people that don't get to experience the purest form of love, or they don't get to experience love, and it puts a pressure on people that though it's filled with love, there's also a good amount of that day that's filled with sadness. And I think I'm an empath. I feel it. Though, you know, me and my husband express our love to each other on Valentine's Day, outside of Valentine's Day, you can't help but feel that there's somebody in this earth, on this world, in this country that just doesn't have that, you know. It's always somebody that has it worse, and just knowing that, it's like, I hate days like those days. You know, Father's Day, I honor my father, but there are some people that don't have their fathers, and it's a day of sadness for them. I just don't like days like that. I feel like we should be honoring these people on a normal, on a day-to-day. It shouldn't just be for one day. But anyway, I'm trying to get away from being so emotional on my YouTube channel. It's one of those splitting things. So on one hand, I want to give y'all full transparency and keep it real. But on the other hand, I don't want to always come to my YouTube channel crying and sad or trying to motivate. But also, it's like, this is the real. I was not going to record, and I had a feeling that was like, no, record, because somebody somewhere is probably feeling the same thing. They probably had a horrible Mother's Day, and they need to know that they're not alone. So I will say that recently I've been everything has been going good in my life. We're getting ready to move, and I'm excited. Just everything is good. It's just, I think today, this video, this moment is a result of numbing, coming to a climax. Even outside of Mother's Day, like sometimes I get so enthralled in working that I don't stop and be like, hey, you know, your mom popped in your head. Maybe sit in that. Maybe she's trying to get your attention. Maybe, you know, you need to have a moment with your mom. Maybe you need to feel. Maybe you need to celebrate. But instead, I'm like, nope, gotta go, gotta work, gotta plan, gotta pack, you know what I'm saying? And I think today, my numbing reached a climax. So I know after this, I'm probably going to get outside, get some fresh air, talk to my hubby. He's outside. So I was like, perfect time to record. I know the end of my day will be good, and I will be in better spirits just because that's how I operate. But I have to record this because I have to express that, and I have to get that out there. I'm feeling better, but there is still a feeling in my gut that's like, I'm dreading this day. I'm gonna celebrate my grandmother, so that helps. And I sent my auntie a text message this morning, and I'm gonna be honoring more of the mothers that I love and admire in my life. But this is a part of the process. I'm going to be sad, but I give myself permission to feel moving forward. In my absence, I know you probably have seen that I haven't been uploading on Fridays like normal. I'm coming back, I promise. But right now, I've just been, not only outside of packing, I've been taking time to get my mental and everything together. And in this time, I realized that it's so much on the internet of people trying to motivate and trying to be like, everything's okay. And it's like, that's not real life. You know, though I do want to help and motivate people, I have to also give you the real. I just don't want to be so preachy and so like, you got this, da-da-da. Though we do got this, it's like, this is a part of what comes with it. Like, You're gonna be sad as heck. You're gonna be upset some days. You're gonna be numb. You're gonna be angry. You're gonna go through stages. I was thinking back on, because I wrote a book, which I'll link below. I Lost My Mom, Now What? Memoir of a Motherless Daughter. But in writing that book, I was so positive. I was so optimistic. But I also understand that that was the first time I was getting my story and my emotions out there. And I was in a more optimistic state of mind, and a more positive, it's gonna be okay type of mind. But the more years pass, I get more numb, and I think I'm kind of starting to experience a little bit of anger, like mild anger, like I said, of that Robin feeling. But I also understand this is a part of the process. There's not a perfect way to grieve, but you know, it's something we have to go through. Okay, y'all, sorry, my camera had went dead earlier, so sorry. I don't even know where I left off. All I can tell you is that I am just leaving from celebrate my grandmother, having dinner with the family, and it always feels good being with family. I mean, of course, it feels like a presence is missing, but for the most part, it went amazing. But I just wanted to continue this video and also close it out by just saying that in the spirit of being transparent, another thing that I've been battling with is whether or not to post on social media. One, I don't feel the need to be on social media today, just because that's kind of, I think, what triggered me is just an overwhelming of people celebrating on social media their mothers, and you know, it's a lot of emotions on social media. And so for me, I want to stay off social media altogether today. But then I was like, you know, no, I gotta post my mother. But then it's like, who says that you have to post your mother on Mother's Day on social media? Posting on social media does not mean that you don't love that person. Like, it's not, you know what I'm saying? I think I was overthinking it and put pressure on myself. And maybe I will later if I feel moved to, but for right now, I'm allowing myself to feel the emotions that I feel today. And I might wait till tomorrow, I'm not gonna lie. I don't wanna see a lot of people at grave sites, like, cause I know Mother's Day, there's a lot of people that have lost mothers, and I just want private time in my mom's grave. So I probably will go tomorrow on my lunch break and take some flowers and things so I can just hopefully be the only one at the grave. I want to continue to think about my mother and celebrate her in my own way. The last part of the video, I was getting ready to tell you all that I think this Mother's Day is the first time that I've given myself permission to feel what I feel. I've continuously had to tell myself and give myself permission to admit to how I actually feel. I have to admit that I do feel hurt. Like, for as positive as I've been about, you know, from the time my mom died to now, I've never openly admitted that I'm hurt by losing my mother. I have to admit that I do feel hurt. Like, for as positive as I've been about, you know, from the time my mom died to now, I've never openly admitted that I'm hurt by losing my mother. It really hurt my feelings that, like, I no longer have my mother here. Today, even when my battery died, I was getting ready to get into that, and I felt myself getting even more full, and I feel like it happened for a reason. And so after the camera cut off, I just kind of took some more time by myself and really felt the hurt. I said out loud, like, I feel hurt, I feel robbed, I feel angry. And when I tell y'all I feel a little bit better, like, it's I will say from personal experience, I'm learning to stop numbing my emotions. It's something that's just habit for me, but if you can, try not to numb yourself. And that's really a note for myself watching this video back. Stop numbing yourself to emotions. If you feel away, feel away. You don't have to be a motivational, like, I've got this together, the strong black woman. Like, you don't have to be that. And again, I'm saying this, Michi, watching this back. Allow yourself, you have permission to feel hurt, to feel angry, to feel however you feel. Admit that, work through that, and then keep going. that's all I want to say. I don't want to keep y'all too much longer. I'm fixing to head home and just, you know, figure out the rest of the day, get ready for work tomorrow, get ready for this move that we're about to make. To everybody who does not have their mother on Mother's Day, even though when I post this, it's probably going to be Friday, so happy belated Mother's Day to everyone who is watching this that are mothers. To those like me that don't have your mothers, I love you. I genuinely love you and care, and I understand your hurt and your tears. I more than anybody understand. To mothers, to new mothers, to women who were supposed to be mothers and you lost your child, whether it's miscarriage or whatever, you're still a mother. You still grew life inside of you no matter the outcome. Happy Mother's Day. You are loved. You are beautiful. Whoever I missed, those who have lost children, you're still mothers. Happy Mother's Day. I love y'all. Hope y'all have a good weekend. Hope you have a good rest of the day. I'll see y'all next time.